Thank you, Chairwoman Lee and Ranking Members Sewell and Morelli and members of the committee for the opportunity to speak before this committee about elections administration during natural disasters. June 1st marked the beginning of the Atlantic hurricane season, which in Florida means that election season coincides with hurricane season. As such, it is imperative that we maintain robust election emergency plans. Florida does not delay or cancel elections, and voters must have the opportunity to vote in fair weather or foul. Let me begin by providing a brief background on elections in Florida. Florida elections are overseen by the Secretary of State, Division of Elections, and are administered by the 67 county supervisors of elections. By law, the Secretary of State also serves as Florida's Chief Elections Officer. In this role, I work closely with the county supervisors to ensure their duties can be carried out in accordance with the Florida Constitution and election laws. Elections administration is challenging enough when the sun is shining. Darkening skies compound these challenges, which makes emergency planning and preparation vital to our success. During the last two election cycles in 2022 and 2024, 5 severe hurricanes hit different parts of the state. Storms, fires, floods, and power outages can all happen during a major weather event, so we must be prepared for everything. This includes excess humidity, which can impact ballot paper thickness, which in turn can affect ballot processing. In 2022, 2 major hurricanes hit Florida during the election cycle. One 30 days before the election during the early voting period, and one during the election certification period. Once we ensured that people were safe, I visited the affected counties to survey the damage. I saw firsthand the destruction and worked with supervisors of elections in impacted counties to determine their specific needs based on the obstacles voters faced in that county. Governor DeSantis then issued executive orders addressing the needs identified by the supervisors. These orders established additional early voting sites, amended and extended reporting requirements, and extended deadlines for eligibility verification for voters. As a result of these executive actions, the 2022 election voter turnout in the most severely impacted counties either closely matched or exceeded statewide voter turnout for that election year. 2024 was another active hurricane season with 3 hurricanes hitting during the 60-day election cycle. As always, we adjusted to ensure voters had every opportunity to cast a ballot. The first hurricane hit just weeks before the primary election. The second storm struck a month later, within a week of the supervisors canvassing the first votes for the general election. Weeks after the second storm, a third major hurricane came ashore less than a month before the general election. Again, I worked with the supervisors to determine their specific needs, and Governor DeSantis acted by signing executive orders tailored to meet those needs. The executive orders created a streamlined process for displaced voters to have their vote-by-mail ballots sent to where they were living after the storms. It also gave supervisors the ability to relocate or consolidate polling sites or early voting sites. We worked to ensure that first responders and linemen working long hours and away from home had the opportunity to cast their ballots. This is an important point. While displaced voters must be afforded the opportunity to cast a ballot, so too must the people who are responsible for the maintenance of order and the restoration of power. While these storms disrupted the daily lives of voters, we ensured that it would not take away their ability to vote. And in 2024, Florida saw its highest voter turnout in 30 years. For example, Taylor County in Florida's Panhandle received direct hits from 2 of the aforementioned hurricanes, yet it saw a 90.9% voter turnout. Citizens want to vote. It was truly inspiring to see people perform their civic duty despite being displaced by these devastating storms. First, the natural disasters of 2022 and 2024 reinforced the importance of excellent coordination and planning. Second, Florida has proven that elections can still proceed even when emergencies are looming or when a community is recovering from disaster. Third, Governor DeSantis has shown that executive orders are the key to election continuity. Importantly, there is no one-size-fits-all approach. Each emergency is different, and at the state level, our role is to assess the county's particular needs and find solutions. Governor DeSantis and I used our executive powers to permit flexibility when warranted, while also maintaining the high standard of election integrity established in Florida law. Once executive action is carried out, it's important to inform the public. During elections, my staff provides information to supervisors and the public by issuing press releases, pushing messages on our official social media channels, updating our website, and answering calls to the voter hotline. Emergency planning begins with coordination between state and county emergency responders and election administration officials. The Florida approach to elections is clear. We do not move or delay elections. Instead, we are committed to ensuring that voters affected by emergencies can still exercise their right to vote. Thank you for allowing me to testify today about how Florida administers elections during emergencies. I look forward to answering your questions. Thank you.